This conference will now be recorded.
Welcome to Amazon Web Services. This is Shadab Akhtar. I'm a software consultant and corporate trainer. In this session, I want to discuss about Route 53 with S3. In the last session, we discussed about understanding DNS. DNS stands for Domain Name System and Domain Name Server. There are two options in default DNS. Public DNS, which is internet accessible. We can use public DNS via the internet. Private DNS is not internet addressable or internet accessible. Within the network, we can use a private DNS. In the last session, we discussed about hands-on public DNS and private DNS. One of the example is via your laptop or desktop, you can connect with the public DNS, and from company server to company server, means within company network server, we can connect with private DNS. And in the last session, we discussed about understanding custom DNS. Custom DNS name you have to purchase from GoDaddy and AWS or many vendor available in the market. So you need to register your DNS name. After that, you have to create a hosted zone. Then you have to create record set. Then you can configure with the virtual machine. If your website is running in virtual machine. And next thing, if you want to host your website in S3, we know we can host our website in S3. Static website we can host in S3. After that, we can configure with Route 53. In the last session, I already shows you in S3, I created three buckets. One bucket, abcinfotech.com. Second bucket, www.abcinfotech.com. Third bucket, logs.abcinfotech.com. These three things. In this session, I want to move forward with S3 hands-on, S3 website configuration with Route 53. Route 53. 53 is a DNS port number. Let's see now what we did in the last session. I'm going back to my AWS account. I want to proceed with S3. I'm gonna click on sign into console in the right hand side upper corner. This is S3 Management Console page. If you already hosted your website in S3, so in the last session, I created these three buckets. First bucket, this is our demo DNS name, abcinfotechshadab.com. Then second option, second bucket I created www.abcinfotechshadab.com, and third bucket I created logs abcinfotechshadab.com. Bucket look like a container where you can keep your unlimited data, unlimited objects. Object means images, audio file, video file, tar file, zip file, etc. So these three buckets I created. In a first bucket, you have to upload your website. For example, I'm just going ahead with this abcinfotechshadab.com. I'm gonna click on this first bucket. In this bucket, there is an option properties. You can go ahead with this option properties. So you will find in this option in the last you will find static website hosting. So this time it is showing disable. We can enable by clicking edit here. I'm going ahead with this option edit, and now I want to enable my static website. So keep in your mind, in static website hosting, I select enable, and then I want to give index.html. Index.html, and next option error document is optional. I'm just going to click save the changes. Let's understand the concept. So what I did so far, in S3 bucket, I enable already static website hosting. In properties, there is an option static website hosting. In this option, I enabled it and I give a name index.html. Index.html is one of page inside website. So I already enable this page. I already give a name of this page index.html. Now, if you are going to upload your entire website, or you will ask to the development team, hey, we need source code of website. They will provide you source code. You will upload your S3. You will upload your entire website in S3 bucket. And one of page inside this website will be index.html. This is the main page. So you can access this website in two ways. If your S3 bucket is publicly accessible, so there are two ways you can access via your own DNS name. This is your DNS name, for example, you already purchased. Second option, you can access this website via the endpoint. This endpoint provided by AWS, you can use to access this website. If your website is available, publicly available, then you can share this endpoint to anyone. They can access your website. So once people is going to hit this endpoint, so it will hit to index.html main page. After that, people can access or visit website. If you already purchase a DNS name, domain name system, and domain name server, for example, abcinfotechshadab.com. So if somebody is going to hit abcinfotechshadab.com, so it will hit to index.html, which is the main page available in a website. And if your bucket is publicly available or publicly accessible, then everybody can access your website all over the globe. As I said in the last session, you can upload your unlimited data into S3 bucket, and server-side technologies is taken care by AWS, and unlimited data you can upload. Storage is taken care by AWS. You should not worry. And Amazon provide a lot of security to your data or website. Some security goes to you and some responsibilities goes to AWS. This is your responsibility to protect your data. Some responsibilities goes to AWS, some responsibilities goes to you and your company. Now let's see. I want to show you the dummy website, and then I want to show you the configuration with Route 53. So I'm just going ahead and I want to upload a website in this S3 bucket. I have a dummy website I will share with you. So let me go back. Here is the option for HTML 2021. This is one of project. I want to drag and drop. These all are files and folder I want to drag and drop into S3 bucket. So let's see. This is my S3 bucket. Right now I'm inside abcinfotechshadab.com. I want to drag and drop. Keep in your mind, if you are going to upload, so sometimes some supported file will be missed, so your website will not properly work. For example, you are going to upload your objects. This is objects option, and there is an option for upload. So as per my experience, I face a lot of issue. Why? Because some supported file will not upload it successfully. So better way, you should go and you should select your all website content and then drag and drop. Showing here 16. Now you can see showing total file size. Total file size is 12.9 MB, 196 files as well as folders. These all are files, and I want to go ahead. I'm gonna click on upload. Oh, it is showing expire. Let me sign out and sign in. Again, I want to drag and drop. Now I want to show you, let me go ahead with Route 53. I will come back in S3 after some time. In a Route 53, in the last session, we discussed about hosted zone. So we need hosted zone if we want to configuration with S3. So first of all, you need to purchase name. In my case, name is abcinfotechshadab.com. So you need to register your domain name. You have to pay obviously for your domain name, $12 for .com, and prices vary as per your domain name. Second thing, you have to go ahead with option hosted zones. In a hosted zone, you have to create hosted zone with the same name as your domain name. I want to go ahead with hosted zones. I want to create hosted zone here. And keep in your mind, your hosted zone name should be same as your, registered domain name. So now you can see all pages and files and folders uploaded successfully. This is our domain name. For example, I already purchased this domain name abcinfotechshadab.com. I'm just going to copy and I want to give a same name in hosted zone. And then I want to go ahead with public hosted zone because I want to keep publicly accessible this website. I want to create hosted zones. Hosted zone created successfully. Now, let me go ahead with create records. Next thing you have to go for create records. This is option for create records. I'm going ahead with this option. In this option, I'm in a last session for website which is hosted in virtual machine. I selected this option. Then I clicked on next. If you remember this option, next. But I'm not going for these option for S3 website. I want to click on switch to quick create. Let me try this option. Okay, first thing, let me go back. Again, I want to go ahead with create records. Switch to wizard. Okay, simple routing, and then next. Okay. So what I'm going to do, again, I want to following same steps. I'm gonna click on create record. In a create record, I selected simple routing. Use if you want all of your clients to receive same response. Then I want to go ahead with next. In a next, I want to click on this option, define simple records. I'm gonna click on this button. Now, this time I want to go ahead with www. First thing I want to go ahead with, this abcshadab.com and then www, and I want to select here in record type okay, so here is option a route traffic to IPv4 address and some AWS resources, and in value and route traffic to I want to select alias to S3 website endpoint. This option you have to select. Previously, I select, IP address or another value. If you remember, I provide here IP address, virtual machine IP address where my website is hosted. This time I'm not going for this option. I want to select here, S3 website endpoint. We have to select endpoint. So our website hosted in Mumbai region. In Mumbai region, there is no endpoint showing this time. Okay, fine. So let me go back to S3 bucket. This is abcinfotech.com, and I uploaded all files as well as folders here. I'm gonna click on upload this time. Okay. Um, Here is, okay, let me go ahead with publicly accessible this time. I want to give a permission to this website. There are two level permission. First level permission comes under, bucket level permission. So first I want to give a bucket level permission. So let me come into bucket. I'm gonna click on bucket option. And I want to select this ABC Infotech again. There is option permission. I'm gonna click on permissions. And here is for block all public access showing on. I want to edit here. I'm gonna click on edit. And I want to unblock. And then save changes. Showing here, updating the block public access setting for this bucket will affect this bucket and all objects within. This may result in some object becoming public. So I want to confirm. I'm gonna click on confirm option. Now successfully edited block public access. Now this is bucket level permission. Next option, I want to go ahead with objects. I said first will be bucket level permission, so I change bucket level permission. I remove block public access, and this time I'm going ahead with objects. In objects, you have to select all objects. As I said, object means images, audio, video, tar file, zip file, etc. I selected all objects. Then I want to go ahead with action button. There is an option or not, make public. Okay, not showing here. Let me go again in a permission option. This is permission option. Again, I want to go ahead with permission option. And let me check, there is an option for object level permission. So I, edited here. Previously it was on, this time it is off. And here is object ownership. Object ownership, I want to click on edit button. In edit button, I want to go ahead with enable ACL. ACL stands for access control list. ACL stands for access control list. I want to enable this option. Now, I acknowledge that ACL will be restored. And then I'm gonna click on save changes. Let me come again. Okay. So I change here, right? Next thing, I want to go ahead with access control list. If you'll see in access control list, there is no publicly accessible. So either you can access via the endpoint or you can access via the DNS name. This time it is showing everyone public access. Object and bucket ACL is not publicly accessible. So we have to edit here. This time I want to go ahead with this option, edit. In edit option, I want to give list access as well as read access. This option I want to select. Why? Because people can access your website on the internet. So this time I want to select a list as well as read. Let me go ahead with save changes. Okay, so I have to select this I understand the effect of these changes on my objects and bucket. Save changes. Okay, now it is showing publicly accessible. My website is publicly accessible this time. abcinfotechshadab.com. One more time, I want to check and verify. I want to select all objects. In action button, you will find one of option make public using ACL. This time it is enabled. I want to select here and make public. I think it is publicly accessible. I already modified. So let me go ahead with next. This time I want to go ahead with properties. As I said, in two ways we can access S3 website. First way via the endpoint provided by AWS. I want to go ahead with properties. In a properties, in the last you will find endpoint. You can see static website enable. Hosting type is bucket hosting. Endpoint provided by AWS. If you are going to share this endpoint to end user or customer or publicly you want to provide this endpoint so people can access website. Let's see, I'm just going to copy. This is our website endpoint. So we are working with S3 website configuration with root 53. This is S3 website endpoint. I already said you can access either with endpoint. This is endpoint provided by AWS. This is already asked question in certification that what is the correct URL to access a website in S3. This is endpoint. I want to try this endpoint via the internet. So let me go ahead and paste here endpoint in new tab. Uh, um, Showing error. Some mistake in permission. So let me come again and check permission again. I would go ahead with objects again. And I want to select all objects at a time. And let me come in action button. There is option make public using ACL. Now, successfully edited public access. Let me go back to same URL or endpoint provided by AWS. I want to press enter. Now I'm able to access this website. If you'll provide this endpoint to anyone, or they can access on internet this website. Here is a contact detail. Okay, this is website, and this website is static website. So I already configure index.html. If you are going to hit, or anyone going to hit this URL or endpoint provided by AWS, So first of all, it will hit to index.html because index.html I already configure in S3 bucket index.html. This page is available in a website. Let me show you this page first. I want to go ahead and I want to show you this index.html page. So these all are our content, and one of page here is index.html. If you will remove this page index.html, so you will face issue. So this is the one way to access your website. Second way, via your DNS name you can access if you have already. So let me go ahead with root 53 this time. And previously I was getting error. I want to reload this page again. I click on define simple record again. And for example, I would go ahead with www. And then this time I would go ahead with true traffic IPv4 address and endpoint alias endpoint. I want to go ahead with S3 endpoint. And let me check in Mumbai, Asia Pacific. Let me cancel it out. I'm just going to click on cancel. I want to go ahead with create record set, create record, and then abcinfotech.com, cname, this time it is showing abcinfotechshadab.com. This endpoint you have to select and define simple record and then create record. Now we have three options here. Two is a default, name server is a default. When you create your hosted zone, state of authority is a default, and this I created. So I can access if somebody is searching in Google abcinfotech.com and he is going to or she is going to access this website, then it will hit to this endpoint and they can access website. So this is the website, right? This for one, ABC Infotech bucket, and why I created two more buckets. Let's see now. I'm going ahead with buckets. I created one bucket which is publicly accessible. Second bucket, I'm going ahead with www.abcinfotech.com. And here is option properties. In a properties, I want to enable static website hosting. And then this time, I'm not going to select host a static website. I'm going to select next option, redirect request for an object. Sometime people will search your website like abcinfotech.com, or sometime people will access your website with www.abcinfotech. So this time website name is www.abcinfotech.com. And here if I will select this option, redirect request for an object, and if I'm giving here host name, so redirect request for an object, So this time I will provide endpoint, host
Uh,
name.
Excuse me. Hi, Shadab.
Hi.
When is the class started?
Wait for a while, please. Redirect request for an object, redirect request another bucket or domain. If I'm not wrong, we'll provide this option here, www.abcinfotech.com. Uh, I'm in doubt here. Okay, let me discuss tomorrow, same topic. What we discussed today? We discussed about S3 website configuration with root 53. So it will be enough for my side for today. Thanks to listen to me. In the next session, we will continue with same topic, S3 website configuration with root 53. I'm going to close this session.